Maybe schedulers can, but nobody else can.
Mino, Mino. Mino, Mino pooped. Here we are back at the dog show. And I wanted to show you this breed, English Setters. They come in two different colors. There's like this white and red kind of, and then white and black. Well, black and white, red and white. We had red and white English Setters growing up, and I absolutely love them. They're just beautiful and playful, and I just love them. And also we had Irish Setters. Look how cute that one. That one looks like the one we had. We had one called Merlin. I'll never forget that. But anyways, there's lots of vendors set up here. A little wiener dog. Yeah, there's cute stuff for dogs and people. I saw someone with jewelry, a vendor with jewelry that was on the other side. But yeah.
I'm so sorry.
This breed right here is the Abyssinian Hound. And I really liked this second one in the line here. You see how it has different hair? It's called the wire-haired Abyssinian Hound. I thought he was really cute. I like how chill he is too. He's like, what are we doing, man? I like him. My mom told me that the wired hair Abyssinian Hound is very rare. Weimaraners. I always thought they're so beautiful with their gray hair, skin. They're kind of like a blue, what do they call it? The blue Russian cats? Russian blue. They look fun and playful and athletic. I like them. And then beagles. Who doesn't love a beagle? And I found out the origins are unknown because I was trying to research it to do, well, not research, I Googled it. Is that considered research? I think so. And the French Bulldog. And there is long-coated Chihuahuas. And that is Tilly that my mom is holding. My mom's the one with the black jacket there. And there's Dino, my favorite of all time. I love him. Mino, Mino. Oh, and this judge, I'll get his name and I'll write it in the description, but he was just named the Judge of the Year at Westminster Dog Show. Yeah, why am I filming the ceiling? I don't know. There's a lot going on. You know, when you're filming, you're like looking at your leg or like something happened to the chair, you know. Oh gosh, fun. Good times. So this is when the judge goes down the line and just sort of looks at their expression. He has like a clicker, I think, in his hand. And he looks at their expression, their ears, kind of like how they're standing there. And then they also watch them how they move, so they have them go around the ring. Look how happy Dino is. Oh, I love him. So this show, let's see, there were two shows. No, there was one show on Friday, 2 shows on Saturday, 2 shows on Sunday. So there were like 5 shows, you know. So we drove out there on Thursday and we drove back to Phoenix on Sunday after the second show. So it was like a really long weekend. But it seems like makes more sense to go to the shows when there's like double shows in a day. So like different kennel clubs will have different shows at the same place or something like that. So it was good, but it was just like chock full of stuff. And the thing that's challenging for me is that I have a lot of work to do, and my laptop is just on the fritz. So it was hard because and I do believe everything happens for a reason, and I know probably the universe is like, you need to chill on working, you know? So all in all, it was a good, trip to New Mexico and back, and I really enjoyed the drive. It was very beautiful, and it helped clear my mind. And I hope you enjoyed the video as well. And if not, don't watch it. The sky was so beautiful, I couldn't resist just filming almost the entire way home. I just love this type of sky. This is the whole SkyLife thing. The white puffy clouds, the desert. I love it. So let's pretend that you're in the car with me, or we're both on a train. We bought some train tickets and we're cruising around the United States, western half of the U.S. And let me tell you just a couple quick stories while we drive back from New Mexico to Phoenix. So the whole origin of SkyLife is from when I was a little kid. I got a book called Sky Dog. And in the story, it's weird because when you're little, you don't even think about stuff, you don't question things. And then when you get older, you're like, that's interesting. Where'd that come from? Well, anyway, so I don't even know where the book came from, but I since found it on like eBay and bought and like an older copy, and it was actually in really good condition. But anyways, so this kid goes to the beach with his mom, and of course there's no dad, that's the part I never questioned. And that's like their vacation. And on the so he starts to get lonely, and he looks up into the sky, and it looks like the clouds look like different animals that he's playing with. So he sees like a whale, and he sees, I can't remember the other animals right now, but he sees all these different animals. And then he starts to see a little white dog that's like made out of the clouds, and he now has something to look forward to, because in the beginning he's also really sad. So now that I'm thinking about it, like maybe his dad just died or something. I don't know. Anyways, so he has something to look forward to. So he starts to go out to the beach every day, excitedly, scanning the clouds in the sky, and he'd find his little sky dog. And his sky dog would be doing different things, different positions, different funny things, playing with the ball, doing different things in the sky. So on the last day, he has to go out there and say goodbye to his sky dog. And when he looks around the sky, he doesn't find him at all. He's looking all over and he doesn't see him. And so he's really sad. His mom's waiting in the car, and he starts to go back to the car. And as he's walking back, a little white dog books up to him on the beach and is like wagging his tail and jumping and barking. And he looks exactly like the dog from the sky. And he knows immediately that that's his sky dog. And he's like, oh my God, and he's like totally excited, and the dog is excited, and they like obviously totally know each other, and it's really awesome. Well, the mom's like, wait, what is this? And he's like, this is my sky dog. This is the dog I was telling you about this every day. And so, obviously she's like, wait, this is somebody's dog. She goes all over. She finds a police officer. They try to find the owners. I think they're like on an island too. I think it's like a small area. And so they go all over the place, and literally they can't find anybody. Everyone says, we've never seen this dog before. And so she realizes that it really is his sky dog, and it's for him. And so he gets to keep it. And that made a major impression on me when I was younger, because I was like, that idea of something that only you see in the sky, or in your mind's eye, or something you dream about, or something you think about, and that's meant for you, and that it can be manifested, and just that idea from really young age really stuck with me. And so I would start to call things a sky something. So like when I first moved out and I was looking for apartments, I would say, if it was something that I had always kind of envisioned, or like the absolute perfect place, I would say, it's my sky apartment. Or like, I remember when I was looking for a Jeep, and I found my you know, like my perfect, I got a Jeep Wrangler. It was like the showroom model. I called it my Sky Jeep. And then there was another time I had a vision for a car that wasn't even that great. It was a used car, but it was exactly this car I had been picturing. It was actually a white Jeep Wrangler. It was like older, but I went all over the place looking for it. And I finally went to this one guy, dealership, and I was like, he goes, "Can I help you?" And I go, "Well, I don't know. It's kind of weird, but I just kind of want this. I'm looking for this white 4-door Jeep Wrangler. I don't know why, but it's something in my mind." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, we got one like last week. It's in the back. Let me pull it around." And I'm like, "What?" So that was like my Sky car. And then there was like Sky Guy and Sky Life. And so then that whole idea of manifesting these things that you imagine for yourself, that became like a ruling thing in my life. And so I would call it my Sky Life. And then I got to the point where I felt like that was very overwhelming, because it's like, how do you create that constantly? You can't. So then I changed it to just Sky Girl, because that's what I can control. But anyways, so that story has always had a big impact on me. So whenever I see a sky with white puffy clouds like that, it always evokes that memory in me. The second quick story I'm just going to tell you is, you know, because I've talked about burnout and grief here, and in my podcast, I have Dreams, Dammit, and Death Talk podcast. I guess I have 2 podcasts. But I just kind of want to talk about the beginning of the burnout, in case anybody watching this might be going through this. Because I'd heard about burnout, but I really didn't know what it was. And I never thought it was something that I would experience. I was always really driven. I loved working. I loved what I was doing. I worked at a film studio. I worked in music and film. I loved everything I did. And like, I would work at night. I was always burning the candle at both ends. Like, you know, just working at night on my computer, doing websites and social media marketing. And I just loved it, because I was doing really great stuff, and it was kind of like my dreams were manifesting. So were my friends. So it was really, really fun. And I want to say that this happened before I had these significant deaths in my life. So this came out of the blue. And let me just start. I would have this annual Christmas party. I lived in a beautiful 2-story house in Los Angeles. We had a guest house behind our house with a recording studio, really nice swimming pool, spa. Like, it was this great, incredible house. And we had like John Legend in the studio, and David Archuleta, Demi Lovato. It was just a really great time with really great artists. And Dapo, my partner, he was working with incredible artists, and just, it was really, really a cool time. And I loved it, and I was extremely happy. So burnout can happen when you're extremely happy. So anyways, I was getting ready for the party. It was really amazing. We had great people coming. All the food was amazing. Everything looked great. Everything was great. But I went upstairs and sat on the bed, and I just asked God to give me energy. And that's when you know something is messed up. And that's what happened to me. I literally was just sitting there going, I have 0 energy. I'm not excited. There's nothing in me. I was totally dead inside. So be careful. Pay attention to the signs, and try to invest in your self-care, because that's something I didn't do. So I'll be talking about that more in future videos, but I'm running out of videos. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to talking to you more in the next video. Take care.